Stop planting your hydrangeas wrong. If your plants look sad, refuse to bloom, or just never seem to thrive no matter what you do, you might be making one of 5 costly mistakes that most gardeners don't even realize they're making. Today on Greenhaven Homes, we are diving deep into hydrangea care and showing you exactly how to plant them the right way so you can enjoy big, full, beautiful blooms every season. This matters because hydrangeas can live for decades, and if you plant them wrong now, you could be fighting poor growth, weak stems, and disappointing flower displays for years. But don't worry, after watching this you'll know how to give your hydrangeas the perfect start and avoid wasting money, time and energy. Welcome back to Greenhaven Homes, the place where we turn everyday yards into thriving, beautiful spaces. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you never miss a single tip for growing your dream garden. Mistake number 1. Planting in the wrong spot. One of the biggest mistakes people make with hydrangeas is planting them in the wrong spot. Hydrangeas are picky about where they grow, and location can make or break your success. Too much direct, harsh afternoon sun can scorch the leaves and dry the plant out before it even has a chance to thrive. On the other hand, too much shade can result in weak stems and very few blooms. The sweet spot is morning sun with some gentle afternoon shade. This gives your hydrangeas enough light to produce those big, bold flowers without baking them in the heat of the day. But it's not just about sunlight. Soil conditions are just as important. Hydrangeas hate sitting in water, and if your soil doesn't drain well, the roots can rot and the plant will slowly decline. Here's an easy trick. Dig a small hole about a foot deep and fill it with water. If the water hasn't drained after an hour, your soil needs help before you plant. Add compost, organic matter, or even consider a raised bed to improve drainage. Getting the location right means your hydrangeas can put all their energy into growing strong roots and producing massive flower heads. This one step will save you years of frustration and give you that lush, picture-perfect hydrangea hedge you've always wanted. Mistake number 2. Planting too deep or too shallow. Another costly mistake gardeners make is planting hydrangeas at the wrong depth. Planting too deep is a silent killer. It buries the crown of the plant and smothers the roots, leading to slow growth, yellowing leaves, and even crown rot. On the other hand, planting too shallow exposes the roots to air and sunlight, which causes them to dry out quickly and leaves your hydrangea constantly thirsty. The solution is simple. When you dig your hole, make sure the top of the root ball sits level with the surrounding soil, not above, not below. Backfill gently, pressing the soil in around the roots so there are no big air pockets. When you water for the first time, the soil will settle just a bit, and that's exactly what you want. This one adjustment can mean the difference between a hydrangea that struggles for years and one that takes off with strong, healthy growth in the very first season. Planting at the right depth sets the foundation for the entire life of your plant. Mistake number 3. Ignoring your soil pH. This is a mistake almost every gardener makes at least once. Hydrangeas are famous for their gorgeous blooms, but did you know the color and health of those flowers depend heavily on your soil's pH? If your soil is too alkaline, you may end up with weak blooms, or no blooms at all. If it's too acidic, your plant could struggle to take up nutrients. Testing your soil pH is simple and inexpensive. You can grab a pH test kit or digital meter at any garden center. Ideally, most hydrangeas thrive in slightly acidic soil. The bonus? You can control the bloom color of certain hydrangea varieties. Want those stunning blue flowers? Aim for a pH around 5.2 to 5.5. Prefer pink blooms? Keep it closer to 6.0 to 6.2. Once you know your soil's pH, adjust it naturally. For bluer flowers, add garden sulfur or aluminum sulfate. For pinker flowers, mix in lime. Do this gradually. It can take a season for changes to show up in your blooms. Ignoring soil pH is like cooking without tasting. You won't get the result you want. Paying attention to this one detail can transform your hydrangeas from just surviving to absolutely thriving. Mistake number 4. Overwatering or underwatering. Hydrangeas are thirsty plants, but that doesn't mean you should drown them. One of the most common mistakes is giving them too much or too little water. Overwatering leads to yellow, limp leaves and root rot, a problem that can take months to notice, but is often fatal. Underwatering is just as damaging, leaving your hydrangeas with drooping leaves, crispy edges, and stunted blooms. The key is consistency. Hydrangeas love deep, slow watering at the base of the plant about once or twice a week, depending on the weather. In the peak of summer, you may need to water more often, but always check the soil first. If the top few inches are still damp, hold off another day. Mulch is your best friend here. A 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch helps keep the soil cool, holds in moisture, and prevents weeds from stealing water from your hydrangeas. When you find that balance, not too wet, not too dry, your hydrangeas will reward you with strong, upright stems and massive blooms that last all season. Mistake number 5, skipping first-year care. The first year after planting is the most important year in a hydrangea's life, yet many gardeners treat it like any other season. Skipping proper first-year care can set your plant back for years. This is when the roots are establishing, and everything you do now determines how strong and productive your hydrangea will be for the next decade. Start with fertilizer, but not just any fertilizer. Too much nitrogen will give you lush green leaves, but very few blooms. Choose a balanced slow-release fertilizer, made for flowering shrubs, and apply lightly. Water consistently, and avoid letting the soil completely dry out. Resist the urge to do heavy pruning during the first year. Your hydrangea needs all its stems and leaves to build a strong root system. The only pruning you should do is removing dead or damaged stems. If your plant is in a windy area, consider staking it to prevent damage while the roots are still shallow. Finally, don't forget winter protection. A thick layer of mulch around the base will insulate the roots and keep them from heaving during freeze-thaw cycles. Taking these extra steps in year 1 ensures your hydrangeas grow strong, bloom earlier, and stay healthy for years to come. Even if you plant your hydrangeas correctly, you may still run into problems, but most of them are easy to fix once you know what to look for. Let's start with common pests. Aphids, spider mites, and Japanese beetles can all attack hydrangeas, leaving holes in leaves or causing a sticky residue. The good news is, they're usually easy to manage. A strong blast of water can knock aphids off. Neem oil or insecticidal soap works well for persistent infestations. Keep an eye out weekly, so you can catch problems early before they spread. Diseases like powdery mildew, leaf spot, and root rot can also show up. Good airflow is the best prevention. Don't crowd your hydrangeas too close together, and always water at the base of the plant rather than overhead. If you do see leaf spot, simply remove affected leaves and dispose of them. For powdery mildew, prune out a few inner branches to improve airflow, and apply a fungicidal spray if needed. Now, let's talk about bloom problems, one of the most frustrating issues for gardeners. If your hydrangea isn't blooming, it might be due to pruning at the wrong time. Some hydrangeas bloom on old wood, meaning you should only prune right after flowering, never in early spring when new buds are forming. Others bloom on new wood and can handle a hard cutback each spring. Know your variety so you don't accidentally cut off all your flowers. Here's a simple year-round care calendar to keep your hydrangeas thriving. Spring, remove winter mulch, fertilize lightly, check soil pH, prune dead wood. Summer, water deeply once or twice a week. Deadhead spent flowers, watch for pests. Fall, stop fertilizing, add a fresh layer of mulch, and let the plant naturally wind down. Winter, protect the crown with mulch, leaves or burlap if you live in a cold zone. By following these seasonal steps and fixing small problems before they get big, you'll enjoy a healthy, vibrant hydrangea display year after year. So let's quickly recap the 5 costly mistakes you want to avoid when planting hydrangeas. Number 1, planting in the wrong spot. Find that perfect balance of morning sun and afternoon shade. Number 2, planting too deep or too shallow. Keep that root ball level with the soil surface. Number 3, ignoring your soil pH. Test it, adjust it, and watch your bloom color transform. Number 4, overwatering or underwatering. Aim for deep, consistent watering and mulch to lock in moisture. And number 5, skipping first year. This is the time to build strong roots and set up your hydrangea for years of beautiful growth. Hydrangeas are not difficult plants, but they do reward careful attention, especially in the beginning. Avoiding these 5 mistakes will save you time, money, and frustration, and will give you a garden full of lush, colorful blooms you can enjoy all summer long. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes have you made before? And what's the biggest challenge you face when growing hydrangeas? Share your experience in the comments, so we can all learn together. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Greenhaven Homes, and hit the bell so you never miss a gardening tip. And if you know someone who loves hydrangeas, share this video with them. You might just save their plants too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with even more ways to make your garden thrive.